Welcome back to the Dr. Joanette channel. Today we are making a keto, creamy, tangy, delicious key lime pie. I'm Dr. Joanette, your longevity expert and the creator of the Longevity Switch. You are going to want to watch all the way to the end because in addition to making this fabulous pie with a crunchy almond buttery crust that's not only keto, it's sugar-free, gluten-free, and low carb. I am going to tell you how you can teach your body and your brain to learn to love healthy, wholesome, whole food, delicious desserts. Also, how if you're a parent or a grandparent, you can teach your kids to learn to grow up loving food that is good for their body and will give them the energy that they need to keep going all day long, year after year. I get it. I'm a grandma and a mom. And some days it feels like our kids have way too much energy. But wouldn't it be great if we could have that same amount of energy throughout our life? It's possible. So you aren't going to want to miss this episode. And let's get cooking. To get started, I have toasted in a cast iron skillet 2 cups of bleached almond flour. You want to toast it on medium heat for probably about 3 to 5 minutes until it's a nice golden color. The reason you want to toast it is that it helps it taste more like a graham cracker. And this is a graham cracker crust that doesn't actually have any flour in it or sugar. Once it's toasted, go ahead, let it cool, and then add it to a bowl. We're adding a little coconut flour, a couple of tablespoons, and a sweetener, no calorie, no sugar sweetener. This is allulose that I'm adding in here. A little salt also, and some cinnamon. Once that's all mixed together good, I'm going to add a little vanilla to some melted butter here if you are dairy-free. This recipe lends itself to dairy-free as well. Instead of the butter, go ahead and use coconut oil. And I'm adding that all to the toasted almond flour with the coconut flour. And you want it to be kind of a coarse, almost like a wet sand, just coarse crumbs. Would you be able to use other sweeteners other than allulose? You can use any sweetener you want. I've used monk fruit. I've used monk fruit with allulose, monk fruit with erythritol. All of them work great. Whatever your preferred sweetener is, just be aware that there's a different level of sweetness to some of them. So you may have to adjust the amount that you're using to give you the desired sweetness. So this looks nicely moistened now, and we're going to go ahead and get it added to, you could use a deep dish pie plate if you wanted, or I'm using a tart plate today, a tart pan. If it's a hot summer day and you don't want to heat up the house with the oven, go ahead and make it no bake and just press that crust right in your pan and add your filling to it. That's the other beauty about toasting your almond flour ahead of time. If you want to make it no bake, it still gives it that beautiful graham cracker golden color that we associate with a delicious graham cracker crust. If you're baking it, preheat your oven to 325 degrees and you're going to bake it for about, I would check it after about 8 minutes, probably 8 to 10 minutes. Especially if you're using the tart pan instead of a pie pan. You could use a 9-inch pie pan. This is a 10-inch tart pan. I put a piece of parchment paper in the bottom of it. That looks perfect. Let's get that into the oven. While that's baking, let's talk about how you can reprogram your mind and your body to learn to love whole foods that are sugar-free and healthy, that will give you the energy that you need all day long, just like the energy you had when you were a kid. I grew up on a farm in a family of 10 kids. We grew up in a blue zone community, and the principles that my mom used to teach us to learn to love whole foods are the same principles that can be applied to your life today. They were when we were hungry as a kid and it wasn't quite mealtime yet, or quite a ways from mealtime. If it was almost mealtime, learn to wait rather than fill our bellies up. But if mealtime was still a few hours away, my mom would let us have a snack. What type of snack was critical? The snacks were things like a handful of almonds, a handful of walnuts, a piece of fruit, a handful of blueberries from our blueberry bushes when they were in season, or maybe a peach or an apple, or some strawberries from the garden. It filled us up, and it taught us that whole foods are what our body needs to keep it healthy and to give it energy. Today, snacks are so different. They're potato chips, cookies, crackers that are filled with unhealthy oils like seed oils that have a lot of preservatives, additives, chemicals, also a lot of sugar that is hidden even in things you wouldn't think about it. So when you go to the store and you're looking or shopping for snacks for either you or your kids or your grandkids, stay away from the center of the store. Shop the periphery. Head over to the fresh produce, the organic produce, and get a basket of blueberries or strawberries. Get some organic fruit, and then head over to the section where they sell whole nuts. In fact, nuts that are in the shell are the best. Let your kids learn how to crack nuts. Enjoy the challenge of almost making their own snack by opening up the walnuts or the almonds or even the peanuts and enjoying a whole food. It will keep your blood sugar and also theirs steady. It doesn't cause blood sugar spikes, and you will be training your body and your brain to learn to love those types of whole foods rather than the ultra-processed refined snacks. Be patient though. It takes a while, usually about 6 to 8 weeks, to begin to really reprogram your body and your brain to think differently, to want different foods, and to enjoy them. Our crust is beautifully browned, and I'm going to set it aside to cool. Well, it's cooling. Let's go ahead and make the filling for it. We're going to go ahead and make the whipped cream, and then we'll set it aside as it's going to get folded into the rest of the key lime pie filling. I took a couple of tablespoons of the key lime juice, heated it up, and to that I'm adding some unflavored gelatin. Just going to let it kind of melt in. It's called blooming. It melts the gelatin and it forms a thickener and a stabilizer for your sour cream. When you're making whipped cream, you want to do a couple of things. One is to put your bowl in the freezer and have it nice and chilled. Also, you want to make sure that your whipping cream is cold. The other thing is, for this pie, we're going to stabilize it. To stabilize it, I took out a couple of tablespoons of the key lime juice and added a packet of unflavored gelatin. I heated up the key lime juice, added the packet of unflavored gelatin, and set it aside. Once it's pretty much all dissolved, I'm going ahead and adding the whipped cream to our bowl, and we're going to whip it till soft peaks form. That looks great. And now we're going to go ahead and add in our melted unflavored gelatin. Beautiful. What stabilizing your whipped cream does, it helps it keep from, I guess you would say, melting in the fridge. You know how sometimes after whipped cream sits for a while in the fridge, it gets watery? This keeps it from getting watery. It'll last several days in the fridge. I like to use it in the pie to help that pie stay nice and firm and have that real nice creamy texture. If you found this information informative, thank you for signing up for notifications and subscribing. To make the filling for our key lime pie, our sugar-free sweetener is homemade sweetened condensed milk. It's sweetened though with allulose, which is a no sugar sweetener. You're going to want to scroll down below to the link and it will take you out to my website for homemade keto condensed milk. The sweetener in this recipe, as well as the thickener, is the condensed milk. I love using condensed milk in recipes. This keto condensed milk is my secret to making a sugar-free dessert that doesn't taste sugar-free, is every bit as delicious as one that has regular sugar in it. I'm going to use 14 ounces of this keto condensed milk, which is what one recipe makes. It's equivalent to also 1 can of your sweetened condensed milk. I recommend making a double batch of it. You can use it as a sweetener for berries, put it in your coffee for some sweet creaminess, drizzle it over a bowl of fresh fruit, put it on your cereal in the morning. All kinds of delicious ways to use it. We have exactly 14 ounces now. Key lime juice is a little different than regular juice. It's a little sweeter. You can actually use regular lime juice. I like to use the fresh squeezed juice. I've never used a bottled juice. I guess you might be able to use it. I'm not sure. I would use the fresh squeezed juice. Use the regular, and you may need to use a little extra sweetener, as it will be a little tartar with regular lime juice instead of the key lime juice. And cream cheese, that's 10 ounces of cream cheese. And we're gonna start by whipping the cream cheese. Your cream cheese, you wanna use softened cream cheese. So cream cheese that's been out of the refrigerator softening for a couple of hours. Once that's whipped, we're gonna start adding our keto condensed milk. At this point, if you want it to be a little greener, you could add some spirulina powder or some natural food coloring to it. I like to add just a little bit of natural food coloring to it. Just give it that hint of green. Also, a little vanilla. About a teaspoon. Next, we're going to go ahead and fold in the whipped cream. It's already getting nice and thick. And it doesn't have to be completely folded in, because we're going to use the mixer then to whip in the key lime juice, the essence, the heart of the key lime pie. Otherwise, it's just whipped cream and cream cheese pie. And get the last of this little bit of whipped cream that was on our spatula. I also like to scrape down the sides of the bowl and mix it one last time, just to make sure you get everything all mixed up nice. Look at that beautiful filling. Thick, creamy. Can't wait to give it a taste. And let's get our crust. I popped it in the fridge to help it to cool down a little quicker. This is more, I think, than we're gonna need. But let's see how we do. So if you have some left over, how delightful. You could make a little bit more of your almond crust and put it in some little small containers, make some little mini key lime pies. Or just mound it up on top of your pie crust and just make it extra thick. I think that's what we're gonna do today. Since it's nice and thick and creamy, we can mound it up really nicely, make a nice, thick, creamy, tangy, delicious key lime pie. And sometimes I like to just use an offset spatula to kind of just smooth it all around. And I'm gonna put it in the fridge. It's gonna chill for several hours, and then we'll garnish it and give it a taste. Once your key lime pie has chilled for several hours, I prefer to chill it overnight, but I let it at least chill for at least 2-3 hours. You can finish it up. And just before serving it, go ahead and decorate it with some keto whipped cream. For the recipe for keto whipped cream, scroll down below. It's basically the same as regular whipped cream, but instead of sugar, you're gonna use allulose, and you wanna get powdered allulose. Make your whipped cream, put it in a pastry bag with a star tip, and just pipe some lovely little swirls of whipped cream on it. Lovely whipped cream swirls, roses. And then I like to garnish it with a few key limes. There you have a beautiful key lime pie, ready to serve. Thank you for watching and for following along today. I hope you get an opportunity to make this delicious keto, creamy, sugar-free, gluten-free key lime pie that's wholesome and healthy and will elevate your keto desserts to a whole new level. If you enjoyed this video, thank you also for signing up for notifications and subscribing to my channel. When you subscribe, it helps me continue to create videos that are good for you, that will help you regulate your blood sugar levels and recalibrate your metabolism to activate your longevity switch for healthy longevity and many years to come of healthy living and delicious eating. We'll see you next time on the Dr. Joanette channel.